Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am here with a makeup tutorial that is actually going to be on my sister. So let's get into it. I am just filling in her brows right now, and she likes her brows pretty thick like mine but with an arch, so I'm just trying to create the brow that she likes, and you can see here she's pissing me off in more ways than one. So we're going to move on past the brows once she fixes her head. So we're going to move on past the brows. I'm going to clean it up with concealer after finishing filling both of them in, and we're going to get started on the eyes. So let me just tell you guys, we did 3 different eye looks for this tutorial, and none of them were intentional. I had the intention of doing just a simple black smoky eye on her because that's just what we were going to do. And then she changed her mind not once but twice. So let's get started. We're going to start with MAC's Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and I'm just putting that on her lid as a base for all of the makeup that we're going to apply. And now I'm just blending out the Soft Ochre Paint Pot with the concealer that I used to clean up her brows. So now I'm going to go in with MAC's Uninterrupted shadow. This is like a brown with, I guess, yellow undertones. I guess that's how I describe it, but it's a great transition shade for dark skin. So I'm just using that in the crease to act as a base for all of the shadows that I'm going to be applying. And this is a great base for a smoky eye. So now I'm going to use Anastasia Beverly Hills Morocco shadow to warm up the crease. As you can see, it's very, very, very well loved, but I don't like to waste product. So I am still getting those corners, getting the shadow out of the corners so that I don't have to use my single shadows just yet. And I'm going to take Anastasia Beverly Hills Fudge and put that directly in the crease in sort of a rainbowish motion to make her eyes even more round than they already are. This effect, in my opinion, makes your eyes appear larger. So now I'm just taking a black pencil and I'm putting that on the eyelid. I'm not taking it up too far because I don't want to accidentally blend too much of that black into the crease, but I'm going to blend the little bit that I have upwards into the crease, stopping like right above it, and then I'm going to pick up some of the Morocco and Fudge shadows that I used to blend it out and make it like a perfect black smoky eye. So as you can see, she has a black smoky eye, and I was just about to get ready to apply the black shadow on top, but she changed her mind. So we're going for a lilac-y, silvery, glittery, pigmenty lid at this point. So I'm putting down my Sephora Glitter Guard that acts as an adhesive for the glitter pigment that we're about to use, and I'm using Makeup Geek's Halo pigment. I have actually done this look on myself. I don't know if I did it exactly like this, but I'll link the video to that look below so you guys can see it. And I was just blending out any of the excess glitter and pigment that got in the crease with the same Fudge and Morocco shadows that I used before. So basically, this was look number 2. She didn't like it. For what reason, I can't tell you. But now we're moving on to the final look, look number 3. So in the crease right now, I'm adding Makeup Geek's Cocoa Bear. So this is going to be super fast because at this point I was sick of the whole thing and I wanted to go to sleep. I was tired. So I'm adding Makeup Geek's Cocoa Bear for my first shadow. And I'm just going to work that all into the crease, and I'm going to bring it down pretty far onto the eyelid so it can act as the perfect transition shade for the really pigmented shades we're about to use. So now I'm going on top of Cocoa Bear with Makeup Geek's Bitten eyeshadow. This has more of a pinkish red inside of it. Like, it's not just a a reddish eyeshadow. It has a lot of pinks in it, so it can act as a good transition for the like blood red that we're about to put on her eyelids. So in the outer crease, I'm using Lime Crime Shadow Icon just to darken the outer crease a little bit and make it more smoky. And then on the lid, I can't remember the name of this shadow, but it will be in the description bar. It's one of the Lime Crime shadows, but everything will be in the description bar so that you guys won't have to keep rewatching it to get all of the facts. So I'm just blending that onto the lid. I'm not packing it on just yet. I'm blending it onto the lid. And then I'm going to pick up lots of shadow and I'm going to pack it onto the lid heavily so that it has a lot of pigmentation. And as I'm packing, I am still blending. So I'm still packing it onto the lid, but now I'm taking some of that dark brown shadow from Lime Crime and I'm putting that in the inner crease of this eye look, and I'm making it super duper smoky, and I'm actually doing that rainbow shaped effect that I was talking about earlier in the video to make your eyelids more round. As you can see, my sister is far more happy about it now than she was before. So she says she wanted a bold wing, and that's what I'm giving her. I'm using the Tarte Tartiest liner, and I like using this liner because it's very easy to work with. It doesn't get dry quickly like other liners. It gives you a lot of time to work with it. So I'm just doing like an inner wing, so it's like an outer wing and an inner wing, just to like make a pretty shape for her eyes. So now we can finally move on to the face. I'm using the Nivea Men's Aftershave Balm, and I'm just applying that in her T-zone area and then working it out to all the outer parts. And then on top of that, I'm going to use my Dr. Brandt Pores No More primer, and I'm going to press that into the skin. So the foundation that we're going to use is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. I absolutely love using this foundation on my clients, and of course I love using it on myself. It's such a good full coverage cream foundation. It's easy to work with and it just covers so well, and it's like you can add so much of it and it will still look like skin. That's what I really love about it. I love cream foundations because of that fact, but Makeup Forever's stick foundation has really accomplished that skin-like finish. So for her highlight, I'm going to be using my Becca concealer in the shade Toffee, and I'm just going to highlight in all of the usual places: under her eyes, bridge of her nose, top of her lip, chin, and forehead. And then I'm going to clean up her contour just a bit to give her a very chiseled look. She likes for her cheekbones to be super duper high. So as you can see, I'm just lightly and gradually chiseling out underneath her contour. I don't like to do too much of this, especially on my darker clients, because it can change the overall look of the foundation and make it appear lighter than it should. So if you're going to do this on yourself or a client, be sparing with it. Be very sparing and just, you know, take your time and blend it out properly. So now I'm just going to blend everything out. I'm blending out her under eye with my beauty blender. It's one of my favorite tools to use on clients. The beauty blender or an Alcone sponge are like my go-to tools for clients. And you know, since it's my sister, I don't have to like go through all of the meticulous steps that I would for a client. I can use some of my own products on her, because you know, she's my sister and whatnot. So here I am just blending out underneath that contour. I'm making sure that I keep the color concentrated toward the back of her face so that it doesn't interfere with the overall color of the foundation look and everything like that. That's just something I like to do. I don't know if it will work for everyone else, but it definitely works for me. So now I'm contouring. I'm just making a nice semicircle for her forehead that coincides with the highlight. And I'm going to, her face is absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to contour her cheeks, and I'm going to blend it out a little bit with that brush and then finish out the blending with the beauty blender that I was using before. I'm also going to do a little bit of contouring for her chin, and I'm going to contour her nose. My sister has one of the most perfect noses ever. Like, I love her nose. It's so cute and small, and it's so small that it gets cold all the time. If you ask her, like, she'll tell you. If you ever see her in person, just touch her nose. I guarantee you it'll be freezing. Like, I bet you $1 trillion it will be freezing. But anyway, I am contouring her forehead, blending all of that out in a very seamless fashion. And now I am contouring her cheekbones. Just gonna blend that out so she can have a nice chiseled, defined look. And her chin. I was able to have some more leeway with her chin because it's small, so I was able to put more product than I would on myself and then balance it with a bit of contouring. So I'm just finishing contouring her nose, pressing that product, and this is a method that I like to use for contouring my nose and the nose of my clients. Instead of like using a brush to just blend it out or using a beauty blender to just blend it out, I like to press the product in first and then get a clean side of a beauty blender and just blend out any of the excess. I feel like that gives a much more defined look, and it ensures that the product is set into the skin. So now I'm just going to do a little bit of baking for her. I don't bake her whole face. I only bake where I know she's going to get super oily. I bake where I know that she's prone, very much so, to get oily. So after I center the Sacha Buttercup powder in those areas, I take the powder everywhere else. Whatever is left on my beauty blender, I blend it out to the rest of the places on her face. So I put a little bit more than usual on her chin because she does get oily there. And I just took some of that powder and I cleaned up her contour. This powder, I don't leave it underneath the contour long, especially on dark skin, because as I stated earlier, that could really change the tone of, how can I explain? It can change the tone of her overall face after she completes the look. It could look like you're lighter than normal sometimes. I know that that happens with me sometimes, and I've seen it happen with other people that do makeup on dark skin. So I would just be wary of that, be conscious of it. And if you are going to leave it on for a long time because maybe your client gets oily there or something like that, I would make sure that I blend it out with their foundation color. You know, whatever powder that they have that is their complexion, I would blend it out with that instead of just dusting it off, because I'm sure it will leave just a white cast, or yellow in this instance. So I'm just contouring with Anastasia Beverly Hills Carob, I believe. It could be espresso, but I think it's Carob. And now I'm just going to dust off all of that excess under eye powder. And as I'm dusting, I'm also pressing some of the powder in so that she could get a very flawless, airbrushed like finish. So let's move on to highlight. I'm going to put on her first layers of highlight, and as you can see, I'm double baking. So after I wiped off that first layer of powder, I waited maybe like 2, 3 to 5 minutes, and then I put on more powder in those areas that she gets oily to double bake and ensure that she's not going to get oily as fast as she normally would. So I'm just placing that Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting Duo shade in all of the high points of her face and her inner corners, and we're gonna dust off that bake in about a second. So now that the bake is off, we're going to line her waterline, and after I line her waterline, I'm actually going to take that liner a little bit lower than her waterline. I'm going to put it right on the lash line so it can act as a base for the red shadow that I'm going to use to smoke out the lower lash line. So as you can see, I'm just smoking out the lower lash line so it can be a very seamless look. So it can be red on the top and red on the bottom, dark in the crease and dark on the lower lash line. So for her lips today, I'm going to be using Colored Raine's Tootsie liquid lipstick. And I'm going to line her lips first with MAC's Viva Glam Rihanna Talk That Talk liner. I'm just going to overline her top lip a bit, because, you know, I overline everyone's lips, unless you have like really huge lips, because then, you know, I don't need to do nothing for you, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm just gonna, you know, fill in her lips with that Colored Raine liquid lipstick. These are my favorite liquid lipsticks ever. There is no comparison between this liquid lipstick and any other liquid lipstick. These are literally the best formula, the best texture, and to top all of that off, it is owned by a black woman, and she is absolutely beautiful. I've seen her one time in my life at Fame Expo, and I was stunned, to say the least. So if you don't have any Colored Raine liquid lipsticks, be sure to pick them up ASAP. So now I'm just going to spray her face with the Urban Decay all-nighter setting spray. Gonna let that dry. She changed her clothes. She's on Snapchat pissing me off because I'm trying to go home. And now I'm just taking her highlight up a notch a little bit because, you know, when you going out, you want to be glowing or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I put some more highlighter on in all of those places again. Since it got on her lip and we were going for a matte lip, I reapplied the lipstick, waited for her to finish Snapchat, still waiting, still waiting. We're still here, people. Anyway, this is the completed look. I hope you guys really liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And if you like seeing me do makeup on other people, please let me know in the comment section and I'll do this even more. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing me do my makeup on my sister. Finally, you guys have been asking for this for a few months. So yeah, this is the final look. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you lovely people in the next video. Goodbye. Look at me. Smile. Okay, say bye.
Okay, bye.
That's not what I wave, Chi-Chi.
Oh.
Why can't you just be nice? There you go. What's your name?
Just please.
All right, you're done. Okay, do what you're doing for this camera. It's not what I wanted. You actually look tall for once, when in reality, you're under 5 feet. Now say thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That red is really intense. Evie, you're tickling me.
Okay.
Okay, one last look.
No.